Hello everyone, it's Elizabeth here, and today I want to talk about 3 things I wish I had known about handling project finances. So just 3 tips really that I think will hopefully help other people. First, Euro invoices still require VAT. This caught me out when I first started to work with international suppliers. Obviously suppliers in the UK over here add VAT to their invoices as a matter of course, or if they don't, I know that I should be considering adding them on. When I get invoices from European countries, they often don't include VAT, but that doesn't mean that as an organisation we aren't required to pay it. So I suppose this is really just a learning that I've had over time that means I now have to make sure that I budget for whatever the cost of the invoice is plus the VAT, because that's just how our accounting regulations work in the industry that I'm in. So my tip for you is just to make sure that you understand what taxes, what regulations, what criteria about local fees and all that kind of stuff apply to you when you're dealing with your international suppliers. That's the first thing. Secondly, I wish I had been more aware of the fact that tolerance is not just a project management concept. Tolerances are there to be used. That's the whole point of agreeing the tolerance in the first place. So what I find really valuable with tolerances is to have a conversation with my project sponsor at the beginning of the project, before we get started, just to get an idea about what kind of play we've got with the budget. And then use the tolerances, and do not feel bad. That is what they are there for. Especially in projects where there is a high amount of risk or lots of uncertainty, it gives you a little bit of a buffer, and it means that you're still delivering to your stakeholders' expectations. So never be afraid of using tolerances if you have agreed them and they are there for you to use. Okay, finally, my third learning is that you cannot capitalise everything, even on a capital project. Now you will know that there are 2 different types of spending: capital expenditure and operating expense. Generally, the kind of projects I do involve a lot of capital expenditure. So we're buying equipment, we're buying new software, we are investing in assets, and that means that we can capitalise those assets and use capital money to pay for them and to fund the project. However, even if you are given a pot of capital to run your project, there are likely to be some things that you cannot capitalise. And this depends on where you are in the world and the kind of projects and your company's local accounting rules and all that stuff as well. Because on some of the projects I work on, I can capitalise staff costs if they are fully involved in delivering an asset. That's just how it works. But on other projects I can't capitalise staff costs. And even if you have a big chunk of capital costs that you are ready and available to you to spend, it is quite possible that you cannot capitalise travel expenses or printing costs or training or any number of things that you might need on your project. So when you're looking at your budget, remember to split it into capital and OPEX and think about the kind of expenditure that falls into both of those categories so that you have got enough money to cover you whatever it is you need the money for. That's been 3 tips around budgeting that I wish I'd known when I had started out. I hope something in there was useful for you, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.